Hello Germany, it's me, NYSEinstein, from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. It's Tuesday after a long July 4th weekend. Market closed down 110 points. Was down a lot lower at some times. What in goodness name is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is not what we bargained for, did we? We had an astounding rally back from the down 1,000 points after Brexit. We had a lot of chat last week. I hope you got some of my stuff, sort of explaining to you what my feeling was about rally in oil, about flight to safety, rally in oil, rally in gold, flight to safety, rebalances in equities, forcing $30 billion trade into the marketplace, US being a flight to safety in general, that we're far enough away that's not going to affect us so much, interest rates off the table, that tends to bring money to the market, okay? And then we had a long weekend. We closed off just off the highs, almost at 18,000. We reached it on Friday. And then today, after a 3-day weekend here in the United States of America, the Day of Liberation, 1776, the National Day of Independence, fireworks und beer and hot dogs for everyone, Nachwurst und Fries, Lederhosen und knee socks. We come in this morning and suddenly everything looks terrible again. All the focuses, you know how these people, markets, and traders, institution, funds, tend to focus on what the media rant is, what they're looking at for the moment, what le fruit du moment, the flavor of the moment is, okay? First it was Brexit, down. Then it was oil and gold and rally and whatnot, up. And then we had a 3-day weekend, and finally everyone sort of teeters around to digesting. It's kind of like we've often talked about after the crazy knee-jerk reactions to our FOMC meetings and Janet Yellen minutes and raising and lowering of interest rates. There's a knee-jerk reaction. There are those who play that long side, short side, boom, boom, boom. Graph goes crazy on those days. A couple days later, it starts to digest and people start to understand what the real ramifications are in the health of the economy and the market. So after a 3-day weekend, people started circling back. The horses started circling the wagons and realized that what is the most overwhelming, overriding thing that's going to influence the economy and the markets over the next few weeks. And we're back to Brexit. We are back to Brexit. Back Brexit. Right? So that is, you know, once all the fluff and mirrors is gone and the smoke and the noise and the fireworks, we've got Brexit. People don't know. That's unknown again. The unknown is the demise of the market. Down 160 points at some point. We opened and went lower, lower, lower. We tested that 2080 level in the SPYs 3 or 4 times. We had a couple of knee jerks. Interesting stuff happened today. The FBI came out with a very long report about Hillary Clinton und the emails. The private versus the public und the emails. Inappropriate behavior by a person in an office way up so high. And the market, as I said, politically, you know, our market, I don't really feel the market reacts to the Trump thing and the Hillary thing and the Bernie Sanders thing. The Bernie Sanders, the Donald Trump, whatever you want to do here. Markets have not reacted to the political situation in this country as absolutely as insane as it is. We've gotten insane platforms going on both sides. But today, once they were thinking, the long FBI discussion about whether they were going to indict her or not on having very classified, sensitive emails being passed through a non-secure email site and a private one, and some being destroyed and erased and this and that. 2,100 potential felonies she was up against, and they decided not to indict her. Do you think President Obama had a little hand in that one? Anyway, market did a little knee-jerk all over that a little bit more. And then we saw the market bottom out. It had bottomed out 4 times at the 2080 level, big technical support levels in the S&P. And then boom, market took off. Huge buy program came into the market. Was it a short cover? People had shorted the market big time last week, which was a word after the big rebalance. Or was it fresh money coming in for July? I don't know. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I think it was a little of both. Market closed up down 108. up about 50 points from the bottom. S&P closed down 12, 70 cents off the lows. Tomorrow's another day. This market never disappoints. NYSE Einstein is on board this boat for you every day of the week. I love you all. Later.